Hi guys, so a few of the guys I've done the mentorship call with here on the Reset have asked me to talk about how I met women and what it kind of looks like when you meet women in more of a kind of a normal way, more of a human kind of way compared to what's taught on the pickup channels and in that kind of world. And those conversations I had with those guys resulted in the decision to make this video now, which is for me to talk about that more. Because although this program isn't specifically about the mechanics and the how to meet women, I'm definitely into providing as much value as I can for you guys, and it's definitely a good idea for me to kind of clarify any confusion you have about where all of this work you're doing each day is going in terms of your daily routine, becoming the calm in the chaos and using the filter shift and all of that. So yeah, some of my own experiences I'm going to detail now, and I will describe the relationship that I had with each of these girls, and how it started and how it unfolded and what I was feeling, and why it was so effortless and just kind of the natural flow of things, and why it didn't take any persistence. So who shall I talk about first? Agatha the dentist. I guess that's a pretty interesting story. So I was walking along the street, and I was walking down the street, and there was a woman coming this way. She looked pretty, so I had a good look at her as she walked past, and I smiled, and she smiled. She responded to my smile, because it was like, you're pretty, I like things that look pretty, so of course I'm gonna smile at that rather than kind of avoid eye contact or shy away from that. Don't forget to always be openly appreciating, actively appreciating, like whatever looks or smells or sounds good to you. Don't keep it in. Don't keep your love in. Be love in motion. So yeah, of course she smiled back, and as she passed me, and she was doing the same. So I was like, I've got to go and talk to her then. And she actually stopped because her bus stop was right behind me. So I walked up to her and I said, "Hi then," something like that, because we smiled at each other. And she said, "Oh, I thought that you would not be from here." This was in Poland. She said that she thought that I looked not Polish. Well observed. I said, "Oh, fair enough. Well, correct. I'm from Birmingham, England." And I asked her what she's doing or something. And she said that she was about to take her bus home. Of course, that's why she's standing at a bus stop. And then her bus was actually coming up the street, and she said, "In fact, that's the bus now." This was a very short conversation. So I said to her, "We've only just met. Give me your number and we'll have a coffee sometime." Quite vague, but it was very specific, really. It wasn't vague. Normally I would say, well, don't ask a girl for a number to meet up perhaps sometime, because that's bullshit. Always get a number for a specific reason. But this was a specific thing. It was like, well, we haven't had a chance to meet, but we clearly like the look of each other. So of course, the natural next step, the obvious truth, is to facilitate that, enable that by somehow keeping in touch. And well, we don't have much time because here comes the bus. Jing, number. She gets on the bus, all smiley and happy, gives me a wave as she sits down, all smiley. She was about 30. We met up, I think, the following day or within a couple of days, like in the middle of the afternoon, and we did get a coffee. I have an itchy beard, guys. I should shower more. And we had some nice chats. It was good. Really got on well. It's nice to have like an adult grown-up friend when most of your friends in town are younger and more into the party scene. She was more like mature and professional, but very, very sweet, and yeah, she really adored me. We would bump into each other around town a lot. You know, we became pretty good friends. She became my dentist. She was a dentist. She actually became my dentist. And now anytime I need any dental work done, I go to her place. She now lives in, I think, Holland or Sweden. No, Sweden, fucking Switzerland. But yeah, really, really cool. I'm really pleased that I smile at people and then go and talk to them, because sometimes you have these wonderful friendships like that. Really, really cool. Now, as you might have guessed, that one didn't become a romantic involvement. Yeah, she wasn't what I was looking for romantically or sexually, and I don't know, for me the same, but I kind of got the same vibe from her. We understood each other quite well, you know. We were like two grown-ups who could meet and be a man and a woman without it having to be about sex. Yet it wasn't like that friend zone thing. The friend zone is when you were hoping for something more and it didn't work out. And I think that's quite a childish approach to take when you meet girls anyway. You know, I'm open to platonic arrangements with all the men and all the women and everyone. You know, it doesn't have to be sex. And this naturally results in a lot more sex in general, because then you're not just like dismissing all these perfectly good connections you could have. You become a more well-rounded, relatable human being who just gets on with people in general. Of course, that leads to more sex. Yeah, you're not just single-mindedly focused on, oh, I want acceptance, I want intimacy. I'm just noticing that the camera's getting a bit dark, the picture's getting dark, but let me see if I can do something about that. There we go. Let me turn up the ISO. Learning how to use this thing. Okay, so that was Agatha. Name's changed to protect the guilty, of course. Another girl. There's one girl. I can't actually remember how we met, but I really wanted to tell you about her. But that was in the same city, and again, it was a good example of platonic thing where she had a boyfriend, but she really adored me and really respected me and looked up to me as a man, and was very keen to introduce her guy to me, you know, in a very cool way. You know, he was a much younger than me guy, and yeah, that was really interesting and cool. But I can't remember how we met. We still are in touch occasionally. Like, she'll pop up on Facebook chat thing once a year or something, just to check that I'm still alive. But yeah, we had some nice days by the river just hanging out. Yeah, that was very, very cool. So now let me move on to the more kind of racy sexual stuff. So the one I was gonna talk about first was Turkish girl. So I was out with my friend Tom. We went to a bar in Krakow in Poland. We went in the bar, we got a beer each, and then Tom suggested let's stand outside because it's too hot in the bar. This was on a weekday afternoon, a Wednesday afternoon, I remember, or early evening, and we wanted to smoke a cigarette because we used to do that a lot. So we went outside, get out of the hot indoor bar, smoke a cigarette, and Tom, my friend, spotted two very pretty girls over there. There was a blonde and a brunette, and he said, let's go and talk to those girls. And I immediately said, well, dude, you embarrass me every time you talk to girls, you make me cringe, because he does this kind of awkward, nervous dance when he talks to girls. He's like, hey baby, how's it going? Yeah, where are you from? Like, it's something like that, and it's, I can't be stood next to that because I worry that the girl would think that I'm the same. He also says words like we. He was saying like we were just this. We were like, dude, don't. I'm a separate being to you. I don't want them to tar me with the same brush that they're judging you with. So I said to Tom, if you want to talk to those girls, go right ahead. I'm gonna just wait here. And off he went. Fair play to him, you know. He's got some balls. Just, you know, not that it's a scary thing to talk to girls, but to be just consistently judged as ridiculous by women over and over again, I think that's really brave of Tom. He just goes and does it. So anyway, I'm just kind of waiting for him to come back, knowing that he'll be back in a brief moment, because the girls are probably going to react really uncomfortably to him. But you know what? No, he took ages to come back, and he said, Dave, you have to come and meet these girls. They're lovely, they're really nice, they really want to meet you. They're Turkish. I said, fair enough if you think so. So I went along with him, and I'm totally just not really interested in this at all. I already assumed that Tom has made us look ridiculous just by the way he interacts with girls. So I'm very kind of like, not like, oh hi, how's it going? Oh, so nice to meet you. Or none of that. I'm just like, not that I'm ever like that really anyway. But I said to, Tom took me over to them, and then he introduced me to the girls, saying, oh, this is Dave, he's also English, he also lives here, because same. And I probably said to them something, and they were like, oh, they were so happy to meet me, he was another man, I said to them something like, you're Turkish, you're here on Erasmus, right? Erasmus is like the international students exchange program thing, so they were exchange students. I didn't say you're Erasmus ? I said, I'm guessing you guys are Erasmus, right? And I said, yeah. I said, what are you doing? What are you studying, or something like that? And they told me that they were nurses, and I said, okay, nice. What do you specialize in? Because I wasn't really interested in talking with them, I was just asking real, like, the kind of questions that I advise my coaching students not to ask. Because it's like the same old boring shit, like, what are you studying, like, what do you specialize in, like, do you like it? But no, they told me that they specialize in children's health and skin. And at the time I had all these insect bites on my arm, and I said to them, great, what can I do about this, because this is really not nice. And the blonde girl, remember there was a blonde and a brunette, they were so pretty, guys. They were so beautiful, like really sweet girls. The blonde girl touched my arm, and she said, oh, you can she thought I'd asked her, how can I remove the hair on my arms? Because her English wasn't good, or she didn't understand the way I was speaking or something. And I said, no. I mean the insect bites. I don't want like smooth arms like yours. And she's got this vest on or something in her arms, and I'm touching her arm, and she's like, whoa, it just blew her mind, and then we just made out. We just full tongues, and her friends, in fact all her other friends that were there, and Tom were just like, Tom and the brunette were like, have they met before? And Tom was like, I don't think so. Obviously not. Yeah, it was just one of those, like, the reason that the way that happened was, I mean, the enthusiasm with which they greeted me when introduced, and then the total, like, nothing else in the world was going on but me when I arrived there. They were totally focused on me. So I can pretty much bet that, oh, they're really like happy that I've arrived at least. They're not like disgusted or suspicious or judging me in a bad way at all. Also, the way that they were looking at me when I was talking and when they were talking was all very kind of like flirty face, big eyes, smile. In other words, and don't forget this very important thing I'm going to tell you now. In other words, they were presenting themselves to me in the most beautiful way that they could. That kind of face, that kind of smile, that kind of big eyes, like right on me, like, I'm here with you kind of thing. When a girl is presenting herself as beautifully as she can, and also like trying to deliberately maintain that as beautiful as possible appearance by always checking it and topping it up. She wants you, man. She fucking wants you. And you can take a risk by moving towards her and testing what she does then. So in that case, when she touched my arm, but she had to step forward to do that. And I just step into that too. And then her arm is now right in front of me, and I'm explaining, I don't mean I want bold arms like yours. I don't want nice smooth arms like yours. And I'm saying that right into her face, right into her eyes, with that kind of like, that I think you're fucking gorgeous. projecting that, and she's feeling it because she's projecting that at me too. She's into me, I'm into her. What am I going to do? Ask her on a date? No, I'm going to go with the flow of nature. I'm going to be loving emotion. I'm going to show my appreciation, or actively live out my appreciation by just, well, the closer I get, the closer she seems to get too. I mean, I'm not going to go, oh, I don't think I should kiss her. No, it's like, yeah, two mouths collide. Why wouldn't it? Why wouldn't it? You know? And then, yeah, of course, we continued seeing each other, and we had a very nice little mini romance thing until she left town to go back to her country. Yeah, so, yeah, the key takeaway points in that story were, like, one, I wasn't like trying to impress them or win them. I was more kind of indifferent, or even like not all that interested in being there at all. And the words I said 3 things to that girl, don't forget, before we kissed. I think it was 3 things. There was no conversation that led to that kiss. It was like, me say one thing, like, you guys are students, what do you study? That was one. Like, what do you specialize in? And then what can I do about the hair, the insect bites on my arms? Oh, and then the 4th thing, no, I don't mean the hair. And then, yeah. So I wasn't carrying myself as needy in any way. You know, I spoke with conviction, like an adult man. I wasn't asking all nicey topics to kind of fill the awkwardness or anything like that. These 2 girls were there with me, and they were receiving me deliberately, intentionally. Other key takeaways were, yep, I'm moving forward and she's moving forward too. She ain't moving back. She's not awkwardly tensing up while standing still as I move towards her. No, she's quite willingly coming towards me as I'm coming towards her. With our feet, with our arms, with our expression, our face, our work, you know, the energy. And yeah, well, all the signs are like, I'm into her for sure. I'm going to kiss her. She's obviously into me too. We are going to do this. Yeah. It's not the sort of thing you can plan. You can't really go out to the bar and go, tonight I'm going to do the instant makeout. Guys who try to do that, they're coming at that from a place of like, that's not going to get them that. It's not going to get them that at all, because you want it too bad. I certainly didn't go to those girls thinking, I'm going to instant make out one of these girls. Not at all. That's just not how it works. No. You just be a guy who doesn't give a fuck, and then you instantly make out with girls. Yeah. So, well done, guys. You're not following the pickup artist route where they want it, and therefore it doesn't happen because they want it too bad, and it affects their whole expression, their whole energy, their whole way of being. You're coming at this from the calm guy way. He's not trying to prove himself or get some pleasure. Yeah. Okay, so that's that video. I'm gonna make the next video a separate video, the next story, the next video. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll now stop the camera and do the next video. Cheers.